7:50 p.m. Fat Tuesday. Getting kind of fat, aren't I? I've been getting kind of fat ever since they started throwing me in jail for trespassing fiction and fucking sticking drugs in me in the mental hospitals. And COVID made me lazy, with less exercise, less losing weight. Been sleeping all day. Did Uber all night last night. Got a couple bills to pay and I got overdrawn on my bank account, I know, so just drove Uber all night. Had some interesting Uber over the weekend. One girl said she owned her own technology company. I picked them up in Lawrence, and they sponsor sporting events throughout the country, and they were at the KU Jayhawks sporting event, basketball, sponsoring it for her tech company. I said, "What's your company?" And two of them, I think the girl or the guy goes, she works for Minolta and I work for Autodesk. I said, yeah, I own Uber, but they're not paying me to be the chairman of the board. They're just paying me to be an independent contractor driver. And if you know anybody in the headquarters of Uber, tell them I'm available to be the chairman of the board. Got my mechanical engineering degree and my Purdue master's degree. Management, and I'm ready to get chairman of the board paycheck. I usually say that to people if they want to bring it up or something, you know. I do own Uber. I own Merrill Lynch through Bank of America, and they've disrespected me on that with the police and the courthouse backing them up. Not acceptable, so they owe me $1 trillion. And the people involved told me my degrees don't matter, so they are flunked out of kindergarten equivalents. It's unacceptable for inferiors to disrespect and judge me like they've done and gotten away with, so they owe me $1 trillion. And the corporate headquarters has never gotten back to me on these issues for 30 years. They owe me $1 trillion. And they were probably involved with murdering my real father, who went to Ivy League schools, who was better than them the same way I'm better than them. So they... boom, boom. Of course, my brothers and family all label me crazy, say it doesn't matter. And some guy said he's sick, working at a bank. That's what these idiots do. They somehow get away with this shit. Putting me in jail and mental hospitals, calling me mentally ill. Some people say investment bankers are the fat, and said I was an investment banker. Well, I don't know how to deal with these people. You know, all they do is lie, gossip, call the police. Police arrest me, throw me in jail. You know, it's up for murdering my dad and his sister. I don't know how to deal with it except for to do this. Or just drop a nuke bomb and blow the entire place off the planet, which I don't have access to. And that's a thought. But, you know, I get a lot of retards. And now these retards, you know, they don't get picked up at their house on purpose. They're 2 or 3 houses away. Or let them off so they have to walk 2 or 3 houses away to their real house. So nobody knows where they are, and like, who cares? I don't care. Nobody cares. Most of them live in apartments or little crummy houses. It's like, you're not rich, nobody cares. Why would anybody care? Why do you think anybody's after you? Because you're not rich. You're not anything important. Didn't this girl last night, she drive her from a nicer house in Liberty down to crummy house in Kansas City. Then she said, my friend's not answering the phone, and can you drive me back home after we're done? And I said, well, let's see what happens when we get there. And I got another person lined up after you, and so we get there, and she can't get, she just says, they're not answering the phone. I don't know what's going on, but can you give me a ride back home? It was like 20-30 minute ride. I said, well, if you pay me cash, or she gave me $20 on Cash App. She said that's what she paid to get there, $20 to get her home. Then I called the next customer. I said, well, I got a customer. She's kind of stranded. Do you mind if she rides with us on your ride so I can take her home afterwards? He goes, okay, I don't care. So they're both in the back seat, and I think this girl who I'm helping out says, shoot him, to the guy. The guy seemed kind of drunk or something. He didn't do anything or say anything. He was being implied, and the girl's like, shoot him. She was trying to get me shot and killed, punk. Some girl from India or something, I don't know. So I drove her back home, and she was in a decent, nicer looking house, not a ghetto looking house. Punk. Yes, I hear that sometimes. Shoot him. Insults back there. Read my profile. Yeah, I'm supposed to get $5 billion a year. Supposed to be a hedge fund manager making at least $1 billion a year. So I told this other drunk guy who was yakking back there, saying, why don't you quit then? Why do you do this? Why don't you quit? Why do you care? I'm getting you home safely. Well, I'm supposed to get $1 billion a year as a hedge fund manager. So Fat Tuesday, hedge fund managers, investment bankers are all the fat. I do got a double chin. I am a little fat. I need to try to, I don't know. My lymph glands, nodes down here. I don't know. Obviously, I'm supposed to be making billions not based on what I look like, but based on my ACT per score, GMAT score, and my degrees, and what from where, not what I look like. That's not what I'm supposed to be making my billions. I guess most of the people around here justify themselves based on what they look like, and usually those people are kind of stupid idiots who don't really who cares. And I guess the only thing I care about is what good looking girls look like if they're having sex with me or something, or my wife or girlfriend, I don't know. I mean, I don't really like people who just talk about what they look like, and that's all they talk about. It's kind of stupid and ridiculous. Get sick of it. Well, Merrill Lynch, hand me the trillion. Smith Barney, hand me the trillion. Payne Weber, hand me the trillion. Coldwell Banker, Reese Nichols, hand me a trillion. My real estate license issues, my investment license issues. I don't know, I probably should have never got involved with those people and companies to begin with, but I had nothing else to do, and I did. But I don't know where I'm supposed to go precisely to get my trillions. I don't know anybody personally. I know people here in Kansas City. My dad had those Ivy League degrees, and he's been fucking with me, and then he said he wasn't really my dad, so I believe he really was murdered. His friends had Ivy League degrees. I mean, they, I don't know. Purdue? Indiana? No. There's $1 billion a year. Oklahoma State Engineering? $1 billion a year, not Oklahoma. Nothing to do with the state of Oklahoma or the state of Indiana. Just the highest paid check in America, anywhere. $5 billion for me, past two. The license, I could have done that in high school, kindergarten, I say. I could have. They wouldn't let me. They still don't let me. Unacceptable. Kansas, Topeka, you owe me $1 trillion.